Hi, and welcome to Psychology for the spring semester of 2021. I'm really glad you're here. We're going to have hopefully an enjoyable semester. I think, as you probably can imagine, I have a passion for psychology. I think it really helps us understand who we are. The purpose of these courses, psychology courses, is not so much to understand and fix other people. Purpose really is to get a better understanding of ourselves, and hopefully this will help you do that. An example might be we'll talk about birth order and how birth order affects your parenting styles as well as your situation within the family if you're not a parent yet, and how your parents treat you and how your siblings may treat you and what that means in terms of your personality development going forward. So that's a simple thing, birth order, but there is a major impact on who we are from that and who we become in terms of parents and how our parents treat us. So anyway, looking forward to psychology. Um, this semester, we will start off with what I call the introductory session, which is the first couple of weeks, which is a couple of assignments and exercises. One of them has to do with Remind. Please sign up in Remind. It is extra credit, but it's pretty essential to be able to be well aware of things around the course. I will formally put things up like assignments and everything on Moodle, but Remind I use for things like assignments due tomorrow night, quiz tomorrow, um, check your email for information about the final, things like that. That I think will be valuable for you as you go through the course. It does go to, many of you are familiar with it, it does go through your text. You can put it through your emails as well, your personal email. So you don't have to always go in and check Sano's email. But I would say this is that please check the Sano's email maybe once a day, because you get things from us as well as from the school. And it's important just to be involved in whatever those things are that come up. Okay, so please sign up and Remind and do the other assignments. I will spend more time on some of the assignments, a little bit, maybe in a day or so, but some of them are pretty easy and you can go forward in it as we begin the semester. Okay, so I'm going to spend a couple minutes talking about me. What you'll find in this, and the purpose of this is for an understanding that instructors are human beings. We have challenges, we have highs and lows, we have families, we have struggles through this COVID time, we have good times as well. So, but just that we're normal people, and many of us are good sources to come to for information, or maybe just to understand something about ourselves a little bit better. Okay, so let me give you some information about myself. Usually I do this in person and we have kind of fun with it, but right now it is what it is, and so we will I'll present the data. So let me open up a Word document. A PowerPoint here. I'm not going to go through all of it, but I will go through enough to maybe not. Okay, let me do this. Sorry about this. It worked perfectly just a minute or so ago. Okay, I'm going to share my tab then. Okay, hopefully you're able to see that. And this introduction is for both courses. So this is Dr. K by the numbers. And what I do is let me just go through a few things about myself. Usually I'd make it in a quiz kind of format, but I have had one wife. Actually, she teaches at the college. She teaches communication. We've been married for 45 years, long time. Very happily married and have been for quite a while. We have two kids. I say kids. CJ, our son, is a elementary school principal in California. He's 44. And Jennifer, our daughter, is a stay-at-home mom lives in Pinehurst. Two grandkids, two in California with our son, two in Pinehurst with our daughter. I've lived in 4 states, so just moved around. Some of you may have been in the military, moved around much more than I have. But it's been interesting to see the differences in the states and learn more about how people respond to things based on where they live, and also how I respond to things within those environments. I've been to 5 continents, worked for Nokia for a while, and spent a lot of time traveling around the world, which was really a wonderful experience. I'm glad I had it. A couple of things about myself. It took me 19 years to get my bachelor's degree. I got married at 20. By the time I was 22, we had 2 kids and married, and my wife was working on her degree. And so I was pretty much a stay-at-home dad and had a full-time job where I worked graveyard shift for several years, getting my wife through college, and then transitioned over to me. And since I was working full-time all the time, it just took a while. So I beat my son graduating from high school by 1 year. And so that was a little bet we had going on. But 19 years. So if you're struggling right now to get through stuff, just stick to it. Class at a time, 2 classes at a time, and you can move on and get your bachelor's degree. That's led to 4 degrees now I have a bachelor's degree. I have 2 masters, one in psychology, one in business, an MBA from SMU. I also have a doctorate degree in education from LMU, which is Loyola Marymount University in California. So 19 years of bachelor's degree, and after that, I rolled into 3 additional degrees once life settled down and married, and having a real supportive wife really helps as well. Number of divorces in parents. I put parents in quotes because that's my main parents. I say that by my 2 biological parents and my 2 primary step parents. So I've lived with all 4 of them at different times, and between the 4 of them, they have 14 divorces. So we were transferred around a little bit. We spent some time in custody cases ourselves. We spent some time in the judge's chambers telling the judge who we want to live with. Sometimes very stressful. And so if any of you are struggling through divorces yourself as a parent or divorces as a child, you can make it. You can make it. It's tough at times, and it's a challenge, but you can make it. Because of that, and part because of some other things, I've lived in 42 homes, moved a lot, actually left home during my senior year, and lived in several apartments for a while, trying to get settled. And with that, all the number of divorces and step parents and whatever, I have 13 siblings. I have 2 biological siblings, a brother and a sister, both live in California. I have step brothers and sisters. I have half brothers and sisters, and I have 1 adopted brother. And so it's a wide variety of things. Lived in homes, never lived more than 8 of us at once. But it's been a challenge. Many of them have passed away, or some of them have. One specifically, the oldest of everybody, was my half brother, and he committed suicide. He was gay, and he was harassed so much. So when we talk about some of the different feelings about other people, what you experience yourself in terms of having a family member who is gay or trans or any LGBTQ member or any other member or religious, they're human beings first, and sometimes we tend to objectify them a little bit. So anyway, that's enough of my soapbox discussion. We'll get more of that later. Anyway, that's a little bit about me. If any of that rings a bell with you and you want to discuss any of that stuff, I'll be happy to share more with you. But just letting you know that we're human beings and we have things happen to us, and many of us are good sources for just conversations and or sharing information or data. Okay, so anyway, that's enough by the numbers. So going back to just basic stuff here, I would say we will spend a couple weeks on the introductory items. We'll talk about that a little bit, or I'll talk about that a little bit more next week as you get into those. And then we will move into the modules. And before we hit module 1, I will talk about the flow. Each module has a basic flow to it, and or all of them have the same flow. So once you get into doing the class, you'll end up understanding that much better. Anyway, I look forward to getting to know all of you more in your assignments and your posts and things like that. And if you have any questions, contact me via email. It's in Moodle, or you can send me a message through Remind, which is a good way as well. Okay, so thank you very much, and we'll talk at you soon.